After a couple of days of suffering, last year we built our greenhouse out of whatever we can find on our backyard. But this year we decided to try something new, something like this. Let's build it together, and we're going to record how it's going to prove itself in harsh Colorado climate. Step 1, the base. Our ground here is completely raw and uneven, so we had to start from scratch. Well, it's a start. And here it is, the star of the show. Let's see what we've got inside. For me, unpacking in any box feels like opening a present, even when I already know what to expect. Like true Russians, we took a quick look at the instructions and then just figured it out as we went. But of course, safety always comes first, which in our case means gloves. Getting started is always the hardest part, so here we go, breaking ground. So far, so good. It was kind of easy to connect, which is nice, as well as it's kind of a good quality for the screws or bolts. I'm not sure how to call them. Yes, so we're starting and it's kind of going fast, which I am surprised. Aurora, Kisia. So far, so good. It's making me excited.
Almost done.
Almost done. And here's a checkup.
And this is where the first problem started.
Here is a disappointment. You see, it should be like flat. Fixed. Thank you, Val.
With some help from Val's strong hands, we're back at it. The first panel went in and I got excited, but not for long.
The metal is so weak, or what?
Fixed. Almost.
What else you can call straight? Screwdriver is a way to fix it, but it doesn't come with it, so you have to find yours in the garage. That's what we did.
Done.
Did you catch that? The problems are getting closer together. Is it a sign?
Another challenge. This thing gets too tight that our future plastic glass doesn't fit in it.
While we were building this new addition to our garden, the sun went down. It got cooler, we bundled up, and the cats get bored and wild. Don't get us wrong, we would love to go home, but this thing still needs some support. So this is where we call it for today.
That's it for now. It's getting dark. Let's support it and go home. We're gonna be back tomorrow.
The next day brought cooler weather and an unpleasant surprise. Turns out our future door was facing the grape trailers. That has to be fixed before moving any further. Back to work and whatever comes our way. This time, the holes didn't line up when one part had to fit into another. To be fair, the instruction did warn us about this, so thanks for the honesty, guys. It also may explain why this metal is so weak. It let you adjust the overlap. So in the end, not a big deal.
I was in the process of assembling the top part of it, but it's like doesn't catch in the groove. And it's already screwed. Okay, so solution we was thinking of for this is unscrew this
and rise it a little bit, just as much as the hole allows us. So like we're untightening it, picking it up, and then tighten it back. That's what improvements we usually get when we decide to put something together. Just because how unstable it is during the wind, just because now it works as a one solid structure instead of like one part, two part, and part three. So we just catch this one, like loosen it, catch that one, and that one we have to fully take off and put it back through the hole. And we're just lucky of having like particular amount of holes with particular distance in. It's already starting to look like a house, even as we fix things along the way. Surprisingly, there was fewer issues than expected, and most has the simple fix.
More improvements needed. Good to have Val and good to have a drill. That's how it's supposed to be.
The last thing we planned before wrapping up was the top rail. Once that was done, we were officially cold and tired. See you tomorrow. The next day, Val got started without me. Let's just say I need a bit more time to get camera ready. Just kidding. By the way, welcome to Colorado if you're surprised by this dramatic outfit change. And with the second pair of hands, the process went twice faster. So it seems like this panel needs to be that short. They needs to be stuck under this groove. And we actually did it. We raised this thing to get it on top of the panels, but in that case, these rails was like not sticking in the air, but they was like really close to this edge, and you can screw them together. Everything looked fast on camera, and the process felt smooth, but wait for it, more trouble is coming.
I'm curious why here is a hole and here's a hole.
Guess where's the mistake is? You see that hole in the middle of nowhere? And no connection or hole right for this thing. So there is a hole expected to be right there. This thing and that thing needs to be flipped. That's the next step. That's just how we do things. Build it, take a closer look, and redo it. Maybe we should read the instructions better, but here we are. Then I took on the door all by myself. P.S. I had to redo the screws later, but let's not talk about that. For now, it's officially lunchtime. Поехал! Our greenhouse ran away. Thank you to the wind. Not sure if you caught it, but it was really windy that day. Time to put everything back where it belongs, including the greenhouse. After lunch, everything feels brighter, even with the sun getting lower. With renewed energy, we are back at it. Another improvement we made. So it seems like they send the panels like vertical, they send them long, and they cut that piece off from here. So that's what we ended up with. And those panels are slides from the groove on the top down. So we supported it with another thing that we just had at home. So we just cut it and put it pieces, also put wood sticks to keep them in place. As you can see, we couldn't leave things as they were. We wanted to make them better, improve what we could. So we decided to make a few modifications, even if it means taking twice as long. The last thing missing was the doors. Let's take care of that before calling it a day. Final day. Time to unwrap our present and finally see how it looks.
Hey there, what you drinking? Juice shots, let's pour it out. I know what you're thinking, but tomorrow won't come for us. This life that we're living, ain't never gonna give it up. Double shot for the gift.
Let me show you something amazing. So we ordered this thing together with the whole greenhouse. And what's awesome about it, that's fully automatic opener that works by itself. We need to do like nothing. So through the night, it's actually like a closing up. I believe even not fully, just like as much as it's needed to keep the temperature around the same. So this whole thing is reacting to temperature. So when the temperature is getting too high for it, it just starts to extend, and that's what makes this angle more open. And when it's getting cooler, it just like closes down. I'm not fully like a physics person to explain you all of this, but it's just working. Only one thing that we did kind of to improve it, we take a double-sided tape and make these corners that when the door is open, it's like more insulated, I would say. So that's it. So this one, for example, needs to be fit, like kind of overlap when it's closing, but that's it. Looking good, works even better than it sounds. Another thing we did, we finally cut the edges of that tall panel that was sticking up. So looking clean and nice. We even have a couple of things damaged, but it shouldn't be affecting on how the greenhouse is working. And here it is, a moment of truth. After a couple of days of suffering, we finally done, and here is the result.
Colorado weather changed again, but that's not stopping us from using a greenhouse as intended. And here it is, our new addition to our garden. Saying it looks great is honestly not enough. Just remember what we had and what we had to deal with before. To me, this greenhouse is more than perfect, and we've got a big plans for it. But that's a story for another time. And for now, just enjoy the view, as much as we do. Stay with us to see what else we're going to do with this greenhouse. Stay tuned and see you in the next video.